Happy Sunday! What's up, Vuvu? How are you doing tonight? And of course, this camera's broken. It's really frustrating. Man. Thanks, Spencer. It feels different. Mainly because it's a lot colder. I don't like to shower too often. I can totally get away with not showering for a long time, which is obviously terrible for your hygiene, but it is what it is. The fresh cut Colin Sweeney. What's up, Ethan Ho? How have you guys been? How's your 2021 coming along? Man, I really want you guys to see my weaves, but this camera thing is really frustrating recently. It shouldn't have to be like this. Do I gotta blow into it like a N64 cartridge? Colin, was that indoor or outdoor? I just gotta reactivate it. Alright. I think I figured it out. Yeah, actually my New Year's resolution is not going too bad at all, other than the obvious beverage every now and then. But it's pretty good. What's up, Bilal? How have you been, my friend? Are your midterms coming up? Because I know you're in the medical field. Got it, got it. This is the ISO speed baseline control that's going on the mains, and it's gonna be Wilson Sensation on the crosses. I do not pre-stretch ISO speed. I don't. Kevin Lynn. Rainier, what was your previous channel names? Why do you have to change it, you think? Normal rate for stringing, are you talking about like how much you charge per racket, Ethan Ito? For me, if they supply the strings, if the client supplies the string, I only charge $10 per racket. So $10 per racket just for service. And if I need to supply my own strings, I charge anywhere from 10 to 25% slightly above cost. If that's what you're asking. I'm sorry about that, Rainier. So I'm assuming you're in the Northwest, right? So Rainier tennis reviews, that should be safe. Hopefully I don't have to change it again. What's up, Hamsters R Us? The subscriber that has the best tennis, or not tennis logo. The subscriber that has the best icon. It's all right. I mean, the beginning of 2021 is still kind of the end of 2020, so it's all right. But, you know, here's for a better future for tennis for all of us. How have you been, my friend? Oh, by the way, my Discord, if you guys are interested in that kind of thing, my Discord is going to be up and live, I believe, by the end of this week. So hopefully by Friday the 8th. So if you guys want to hang out and talk to people that are, you know, not only maybe YouTube tennis content creators, but also if you just want to improve your game or connect with someone around your area, swing by. I'll make appearances probably almost every single day for at least 15 minutes just to check up on you guys. But I'm in the finishing part of the Discord. I gotta make like rules for it, I guess. That's the best way to put it. Where's PMW, Rainier Tennis Reviews? Oh, Pacific Northwest. Okay, that makes sense. See you, hamsters. Thanks for stopping by. I haven't seen you in a while. So who here? Oh yeah, I'm playing. I am playing a recorded tennis match tomorrow for my channel. It's against a former state champion of last year, so that's gonna be fun. He also happens to be one of my students. Another one of my students. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. But who here was like really thirsting for a tennis like a bag check or tennis bag review, or like, you know, who's interested in seeing what the hell's in my tennis bag besides the obvious, because that's coming up very shortly. Yeah. So I've been talking with this guy. I'll consider him an acquaintance at this point. And runs, he owns his own tennis bag company. So he actually reached out to me, I think 2.5 months ago, to review his tennis bag. So the tennis bag that he's sending me, sorry, tennis bags he's sending me. One is like an actual tennis bag. One is like a backpack that holds tennis bags. It should be here on the 5th, which is, I think, Tuesday. Oh yeah, I can touch base on that in our tennis reviews. That's not a problem. So I'll be recording. Okay, so I have a lot for you guys actually. Let's see. I'm finishing the script on this tennis string machine, right? And kind of like the basics of tennis string machines, and you know what to look out for and what to not look out for. I'm finishing that script tonight after this stream, and after that, tomorrow, I'm playing a former student of mine who won state last year, and he also plays at Whitewater right now, which is fantastic. I'm playing him in a tennis match right after work tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, I'll be recording the tennis string review. Not tennis string review, sorry, the tennis bag review from the acquaintance of mine that reached out to me. And then on Thursday or Friday, and then, you know, throughout the weekend, I'll be reviewing the tennis string that you guys vote on. So I've ordered a lot of tennis strings from Tennis Warehouse last Tuesday. And last Tuesday was 29th, right? So the very last Tuesday of the year. And it comes in on the 5th, which is the same day that the bag comes in. So I'll be voting on what you guys want me to string review. I'll string it up probably like Wednesday or Thursday. And then I'll be doing extensive playtesting for that tennis string during this weekend. So that's kind of my schedule if you guys are, you know, at all curious about that. Hydra X10. If I'm not on live stream and if it's like a racket I'm familiar with, like, you know, a close friend of mine, or even my racket, I could string a racket if I really force it in under 15 minutes. But obviously, sometimes I like to watch shows. I like to watch some YouTube stuff. I like to watch some Essential Tennis, and I like, you know, hang out with you guys. You know, obviously, if I'm doing stuff like this, it'll take me, you know, 30, maybe even 45 minutes, depending on how many times I look back and, you know, look at this camera while I'm drinking a beer, and, you know, string a racket on live stream. This one is constant pull. With a crank, I did do a lockout, but I obviously don't use a crank anymore. Vuvu. We don't, Ethan, you know, we don't have a lot of, at least in southeastern Wisconsin, you know, in the Metro Milwaukee area, we don't have a lot of those stores. Stores like Ross, Marshalls, Burlington. We do have a Nike outlet store in Johnson's Creek, which is about 30 minutes west of me, but they don't have a lot of tennis stuff other than maybe like socks. So these discount stores really don't exist anywhere that's convenient for me, which is unfortunate. But yeah, when I was living in Illinois, I went through that. I was that stuff all the time. It was fantastic. You could buy like $100 shoes for like, you know, 40 bucks. It was fantastic, but they don't exist too much around here, unfortunately. Um, what do you mean by close to Evanston, Andrew, H24? Let's take a look at this. So Evanston, Illinois, I'm assuming, right? Which is where Northwestern University is. And then where I grew up is Rolling Meadows, Illinois. 39 minutes? I don't know. Would you consider that close? So it's just due, Rolling Meadows is just kind of like due west, maybe a little bit north of Evanston. So, yeah. Vuvu, I use a starting clamp to start this. I haven't tried ISO Speed Cream yet, Lassie Congo, but I will be very soon, so don't worry, because I was a huge fan, and obviously, given what I'm recommending for my clients right now, huge fan of ISO Speed Baseline Control. I can't wait for ISO Speed Cream, even though it's a little bit more expensive. Can't wait to see it. Apparently, it's one of the softest cold polys ever made. We'll see how that plays out. Actually, so funny enough, Felipe Rodriguez, the Ubersonic 2s are my favorite, top 3 favorite tennis shoes of all time. I haven't tried the Ubersonic 3s. I'm assuming they're pretty decent, but Ubersonic 2s, man, they're fantastic. You guys are gonna have to forgive me. I gotta use a bathroom for like 30 seconds. So 1 second. Well, for me, Felipe, the midfoot is actually kind of important. The midfoot and forefoot are the most important for me because I have narrow, flat feet. So one of the greatest shoes of all time, in my opinion, the Asics Gel Resolution 8s are perfect in every single way except the toe box. It's just a little bit too wide. So it's unfortunate because Asics, you know, they're consumer friendly more so than Nike or Adidas. And it actually lasts longer than any shoe I've ever had in my life. But the issue is, it's just too wide on the forefoot. It's too wide in the toe box. So like, you know, I'll still buy Asics every now and then just to see how each rendition, how each version fares against, you know, the previous. But if it just wasn't for that, and I know every single foot is different. If it wasn't for that, I'd be buying like 8 pairs of Asics Gel Resolution 8s every single year. Oh, Chris Kim, don't get me wrong. It's all about the price. I personally think the ISO speed baseline control is slightly better than the Babylon RPM Blast. But again, I'm doing this channel, I'm doing these comparisons, I'm doing these judgments, I'm judging these tennis strings based on a consumer standpoint. So if you were to compare the ISO speed baseline control and the Babylon RPM Blast side by side, price not, you know, part of it, they're similar. I would still say the ISO speed baseline control is slightly better, but they're pretty damn similar. But because the baseline control is literally 8 or 8.5 times cheaper than the RPM Blast, it's a no-brainer whatsoever. I've never tried New Balance. My favorite tennis shoes I liked, and I'll bring this up. I don't think they make it anymore. No, it's not the 9s. Yeah. In my opinion, if it wasn't for durability, the Nike Vapor 7s are the best tennis shoes ever made. For me, right? My only knockback for them is that they don't have a durability guarantee. Yep, see you, Rainer. But for me, currently, the best overall, and it doesn't do, this tennis shoe doesn't do anything like super good. It's just overall the best when you think about stuff like durability, comfort, traction, ankle support. Let's see, the best So again, this is me having 9.5 foot and flat feet and relatively narrow feet. My feet are more flat than narrow. The Vapor Cage 4 overall is the best tennis shoe I've ever worn in my life. So just a heads up if you guys are curious about that. This is my favorite tennis shoe of all time overall. To be honest, send help. I don't know. I can't comment on that because I've never coached in Minnesota. But when it comes to tennis, I would say tennis because I'm not an expert in any of the other major American sports, right? But when it comes to tennis, any city that has, let's say, over 1 million people in it, there's going to be a decent tennis following. So I know Minnesota has a good tennis scene. I don't know about the juniors. I'm talking about adults. And I know Wisconsin has a pretty good tennis scene. both in adults and juniors. But I don't know how the juniors in Wisconsin would compare to the juniors in Minnesota. I think of myself as a confident guy, but I can't comment on that question with any expertise. So I apologize. Yeah, Andre Taggart, Gamma Synthetic Gut is pretty good. Another good multifilament that if you want to kind of mess around with is a Wilson Sensation. It's a little bit more expensive. It's a little bit softer, but it's not as durable, but it holds its tension maintenance a little bit better. So if you ever want to mess around with other multifilaments, try the Wilson Sensation. Yes, it's a little bit pricier, but it's still a damn good tennis string. TNT, huh? Tried it. TNT. Whoops. I should be doing with this scene. Should be here. And then I could add. That's a little bit better. So Gamma TNT, huh? Oh, it's a synthetic gut. Okay, I thought it was a poly. Momata, I do have tier 1 Black Knight coming in. I did buy it last week on my live stream, so happy to more than happy to review it. I started playing tennis, Chris Kim, when I was, let's see, 3rd grade for the United States. That is, I believe, either 8 or 9 years old, depending on when you're born. That's when I played. I was nationally ranked as a junior up until I was 12. And then I kind of fell off on that. And I really didn't find my path. And I played tennis still between the ages of 12 and 22. So I had like a decade of, just tennis, as exercise, as, just kind of going through the motions. I didn't find my passion again in tennis until I was, I would argue, 23 or 24. That's when I really found myself like loving the sport and having passion for it and having a fire in my gut for it again, because of a lot of different things. But that's kind of a rant on its own. So, a lot of my tennis now is actually self-taught. One-handed backhand, self-taught. Mental coaching that I am receptive to, self-taught. Also slightly self-deprecating. So even these like high-level tennis players that are, D1 and professional level, yeah, they have really good coaches and, good staff and good influences around them in their circle. But it still takes a lot to be able to, be receptive to it. So it's quite amazing. It's quite amazing what I see in really good high level, not just tennis players, but athletes in general. What's up, Rainier? Welcome back. Well, let me ask you this, guys. I actually don't think I've ever asked this on stream or ever. What's your favorite tennis string? What's your favorite tennis string that you guys use? Whether it's a hybrid, a full bed, a polyester, a full bed of multi-filament. Let me know. Shashank Singh, the Pure Drive VS, their quality control is supposedly better. I can't attest to it, and I believe the Pure Drive VS is slightly more control oriented, where it's a little bit heavier and it requires a little bit more precision. Good. Hyper G, nice. Good. Rainier, my man. I heard pretty good things about Vanquish. What is it most comparable to? Pure Drive is ISO speed baseline control, 16 gauge on the mains, and Wilson Sensation, 16 gauge on the crosses. At 50 pounds, both of them. Yeah, ISO speed is pretty legit. What's up, Kyle G? DeRosa 67. I keep on hearing stuff about the Weiss Canon Ultra Cable, but I've never played with it. I need to. I feel guilty I haven't. What's up, Jorge Lopez Diaz? Oh. How's everybody doing tonight? 2021. No zombies yet, right? I'm actually kind of looking forward to zombies, but that's between you and me. Yeah, Chris Kim, have small hands like me. That's my tip. And also, Chris Kim, in a more serious note, always lead one ahead. You see how here, even though this is done, I'm pulling this ahead. It's because it makes weaving easier to go always one ahead. So I'm pulling this, clamping it down, threading this through carefully so it doesn't notch. And then what most tennis stringers would do is they would notch this one, right away. But no, you always go one ahead. Makes it a lot easier. Set it through, pull the previous one, clamp it down, release the tension, pull that through, don't notch, and then go one ahead again. Going one ahead is a really, really good habit to get into. And it's gonna make the hardest part of stringing a tennis racket a lot easier, which is weaving the crosses. So, that's my advice. Steven Tran, I am torn in between those two strings right now, between the ISO speed baseline control and the Hyper G. So, still kind of waiting on that verdict. What's your go-to, Steven Tran? What's your go-to? Yeah, Karen, unfortunately, I work tomorrow. Back to work. But it's okay. I'm not behind any of my software development projects, which is normally a good thing. How about you? Do you work tomorrow, Karen? For me, Rainier, I do my arm length. So, specifically, my wingspan. So it's different for everybody. You just gotta know your wingspan, but it's just kind of like, for me, I'm 5'9", maybe 5'10", depending on the day. But for mains that are 16, that are mains that are open string pattern, I do 1 wingspan, 2 wingspan, 3 wingspan, and a half. So 3.5 for me. And then for crosses, assuming it's again an open string pattern, I do 1, 2, 3, and then just under like a quarter. So which is like here. Obviously for, close string pattern, an 18 by 20, you have to adjust accordingly. Oh yeah, ISO speed baseline control, 48 hours reel is freaking appealing as hell. So the RPM power is on my radar. I have never tried it, but I'm more than excited to rip a new one in Babylon, given that a lot of people have deemed my YouTube channel the hate on Babylon and hate on Luxilon tennis channel. But I will, as I said in my video, I'll give credit when credit is due. the RPM Hurricane, formerly known as the Pro Hurricane Tour from Mabla. It's a pretty consumer-friendly string. I like it a lot. Yeah, it's what team allegedly uses. Let's be truthful here. Let's see. That is a good question, Karen. So for me, for Metro Milwaukee, indoor court time costs $14 an hour plus membership fees for the club that I belong to. And membership typically costs about $99 a month. So it does fluctuate. So let's say $20 an hour, right? That's a pretty fair assumption if you're a somewhat regular tennis player. But luckily for me, the tennis club that I get all my B-rolls in for my videos, you know, the extra footage, like the background footage, the background videos, Karen. I have unlimited court time. I pay $200 a month. And then I also have access to the essential tennis court that, you know, I frequently make content at, and also at a very small 4-court indoor tennis facility just north of Milwaukee. I teach there maybe 1 hour a week, but I also get free court time there because I teach there. So yeah, it really depends on, you know, you can be somewhat flexible. So it really depends. Thanks, Katie. Yeah, it's a little bit different. Damn it. Stupid. Grommets. Holy cow. Sometimes I hate tennis string, especially in these last few parts. The specific grommet isn't going through. So I gotta take this Sharpie boy, force it in there. And there we go. go. All the way through. Hopefully I don't have the exact same issue with the last one. Bam! Fortunately, similar issue. Gotta take the awl really sharp. Probably kill someone with this. Hopefully force it through. There we go. Force it through this one as well. Shoot. Hell yeah. George Diaz, those are pretty similar prices to me. Sorry, benefits to me. But I think the indoor rate was half of yours, but everything else seems pretty much on point. Karen, yes. Jump rope is very good for tennis. Washington, it's... Oh, yeah. Well, that's a lot cheaper, Rainier. I should move to Pacific Northwest. Yeah, it's not a bad deal, Karen. Yeah, Slatch, I'm happy you agree. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy if you disagree. But I'm like, it was such a good string. Except for the spin potential. It was embarrassing. Really? So you're saying, /01, I should really review the Kirschbaum Pro Line 2 Rough. Is that what you're saying? No, I haven't tried the other variants. But you're saying I should try the Pro Line 2 Rough. That's what I'm getting from you. Karen, is it okay if I'm almost 31? I'm absolutely dummy thick, and I eat KFC all day, and I drive a Mercedes? Is that okay? You know, I'm just asking your absolute honesty here. If any of you guys on stream are wondering what the worst tennis string to ever string is with, believe it or not, it's not Natural Gut. Natural Gut's a bitch, but it's not nearly as bad as this tennis string. Solinco barbed wire. If any of you have ever strung a Solinco barbed wire, whether it's the main or crosses on whatever tennis machine you've had, please tell me how bad it is to string, even just to thread it, down in the live chat below. Just please tell me how bad it is, because I need some backup on this. It's horrible. Yeah, money's always a problem when it comes to coaching. So, it's just something you gotta deal with, unfortunately. You just gotta find the good ones, right? Gotta find the good ones. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 1 second. So let's see. I strung this for a friend of mine that I play mixed doubles with against every now and then. She's currently a nurse in the Milwaukee area, and obviously I'm not gonna dox her. She played. Oh, one of them is extended, which is kind of weird. So she's a 5-0, and I think she was rated a 5-5 at one point. She's about 3 or 4 years younger than me, and she played #1 singles at a Division I Kansas school for all 4 of her years of eligibility. So I think the oldest one is the Cortex. The Cortex is the only extended length one. Babolat. Yeah, Pure Drive Cortex, which I believe that's the 2000. Is that 2011 or 2010? Yeah, that was a while ago. So on the 2010 era, Babolat Pure Drive Plus, so it's 27.5 inches instead of the regular 27 inches standard length. And then I think the next generation is the Pure Drive GT, and this is standard length. Pure Drive GT, I believe that's 2013. give or take 6 months. 2013. Standard length, pure drive GT, 2013. So the third out of the four. So this is going to be the 2015 version of the Babolat Pure Drive. I believe this is also just the vanilla Pure Drive. Yep. 27 inches, regular Pure Drive, 2015 version. And then the fourth out of the four is the 2017 version, which is not the most recent because there's a 2020 version, I believe, out there right now. But for some reason, this is the Pure Drive Lite. So, it's kind of weird because the 2015 and 2013 versions are the regular Pure Drive, and then the 2010 version is an extended Pure Drive. So I don't know what's up with that. But, you know, obviously she's still a very good tennis player. And I would argue probably the second or third best tennis player in the... Well, there goes my downstairs neighbor's nap. She's probably the second or third best female tennis player in the area that's not in collegiate eligibility. Oh, 2008, 2009. I was a few years off. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, Rainier. I completely agree. And funny enough, I was featured in one of those. I was featured in that video, I believe, in like the last third of it. Me and Ian were doing a drill at the Essential Tennis Court. So yeah, no, I completely agree, and I completely agree with that philosophy that. For 99.9% of tennis players out there, you do have a different, maybe not drastic, but maybe a slightly different practice personality versus a different, you know, tennis match personality. So yeah. Oh, Karen, on the court, I honestly feel like I'm the line judge and Djokovic is hitting me against the throat. So, yeah, I completely agree with that sentiment. Nope. I absolutely do not Steven Tran, but guess what? I definitely should, according to my doctor. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I know, you know, Sundays is not typical of like any type of live stream, but you know, obviously Thursday I was, let's say, having a little too much fun because it was New Year's Eve. So if you guys have any questions, please leave a comment down in the section below. I'll get back to it as soon as I can. And if you haven't already, please click like and hit subscribe. And if you really want to support this channel, please share this channel with any of your friends or anyone that you know that is looking for original tennis content, specifically towards like tennis string reviews when it comes to being very consumer friendly. So as I said, I'm finishing the script for my tennis string machine, kind of like a tennis string machine guide. If you guys are ever curious about what type of machine to buy, if it makes sense for you to buy a tennis string machine at all, and spoiler, for the most part, it kind of is if you guys are going to be playing tennis the rest of your life. Tomorrow, I'm recording a tennis match that's going to be featured on my channel, a singles tennis match against the state champion from Division I High School, Wisconsin last year, who also happens to be a former student. To be honest, he still is kind of a student of mine, and he goes to Whitewater as well. And then I think on Wednesday or Thursday at the latest, I'll be doing a bag check kind of thing that some of the other bigger tennis channel, I think it actually is the tennis channel, have done with professional tennis players. So be on the lookout for that. And then on Thursday, I will be stringing up the very next string I will be reviewing for this channel as kind of a weekly thing. So if you guys, again, have any questions, please let me know. Comment down in the section below. If you guys have any sponsorship questions or video coaching sessions that I will be doing on Discord on a very regular basis for free, actually, be on the lookout for my next videos. I do have a Discord coming up very soon. It'll be public a lot sooner than you think. So again, thank you guys for hanging out. Have a very good start to 2021. Hopefully, it's going to be a lot better than 2020. And as always, happy hitting.